Have you ever imagined a desert bursting into life, not from rain falling from the sky above, but from a silent, creeping flood that travels for months across hundreds of miles? Satellite view, green Okavango Delta, contrasted with the brown Kalahari Desert. This is not a fantasy, it is the breathtaking reality of the Okavango Delta, a place of profound and beautiful contradiction. Here in the heart of southern Africa, one of the world's driest landscapes, the Kalahari Desert, performs an astonishing annual trick. Imagine standing on sun-baked earth, cracked and dusty, where the only signs of life are the hardy plants and creatures adapted to extreme dryness. Then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, the ground begins to darken with moisture. Tiny trickles of water appear, weaving their way through the thirsty sands. These fingers of water soon join to form wider channels, which then swell into vast clear lagoons. What was once a silent sandy plain becomes a mosaic of islands and waterways, teeming with sound and movement. The sight is simply magnificent. This is the magic of the Okavango, a desert that becomes a lake. So what is this extraordinary place? The Okavango Delta is a vast inland river delta located in the northern part of Botswana. Unlike most deltas, which form where a river flows into an ocean or a large lake, the Okavango River empties its precious contents onto the open sands of the immense Kalahari Desert. It is a river that has lost its way to the sea, spreading out over an area of some 15,000 square kilometers during the peak flood. It creates a labyrinth of shimmering lagoons, winding channels, thousands of islands. This fan-shaped oasis, a green jewel set within a sea of sand, is a world of its own, governed by the rhythm of the water. It is a closed system in many ways, where the water's journey ends not with a great rush into the ocean, but with a quiet surrender to the sun and the sand. This geographical anomaly is the secret to its incredible biodiversity. A river with no outlet, a desert basin, and a complex topography, the Okavango Delta is one of a kind, a place where the rules of geography seem to have been beautifully rewritten. The source of this life-giving flood is not found in Botswana at all, but far to the northwest, in the highlands of Angola. There, during the summer months from October to April, heavy seasonal rains fall, swelling the Okavango Quito. These two rivers flow south, converging to form the Okavango River as it crosses into Namibia's Caprivi Strip, then into Botswana. This is where the journey truly begins. The water that will eventually create the delta has already traveled hundreds of miles before it even reaches the edge of the desert. It is a slow and patient traveler, carrying with it the promise of life for the parched lands ahead. After the rains fall in Angola, the water takes about a month to travel the first 1,000 kilometers of the river's course. Then, as it enters Botswana and begins to spread out, its pace slows dramatically. The water arrives in Botswana during the driest time of the year, just as the desert is at its most desperate, at its most arid and unforgiving. The flood begins its silent, life-saving advance. It is a perfect, if seemingly paradoxical, timing. This counterintuitive cycle is the engine that drives the entire ecosystem. The seasonal transformation of the Okavango Delta dictates the rhythm of life for all its inhabitants. As the floodwaters advance, they trigger one of the great, albeit slow-motion, wildlife migrations in Africa. Elephant herds trek for miles to meet the rising waters. Buffalo herds follow across the plains. Zebra move back toward the floodplains. The flood brings water and a flush of new nutritious grasses on the floodplains, a feast that will sustain them for months. Lions, leopards, hyenas. African wild dog uses channels to corner antelope at the water's edge. Bird life responds to the seasonal pulse. The delta is an important bird area, home to over 400 species. African fish eagle perched, scanning the water. As the flood peaks and retreats from August onwards, the process reverses. This perpetual cycle of expansion and contraction is the heartbeat of the Okavango. The Okavango Delta is far more than just a beautiful landscape. It is a vital lifeline for both nature and people. Its importance for conservation cannot be overstated. African elephants, endangered African wild dogs, cheetahs. For the people who live on its fringes, the delta has been a source of life for generations. The mokoro, a traditional dugout canoe, is the primary means of transport, allowing people to navigate the maze of waterways with quiet grace. In recent decades, The delta has also become a cornerstone of Botswana's economy through high-value, low-impact tourism. This approach allows visitors from around the world to experience this pristine wilderness. The success of this model has shown that protecting a natural wonder like the Okavango can be a powerful engine for sustainable development. It is a true natural wonder, a jewel of the Kalahari, and its continued existence is a testament to the enduring power and beauty of the natural world. If you learned something new, hit like and subscribe.